So on insolvency, I know we've seen here a number of the larger sort of contractors in the UK have gone into liquidation over the last couple of months. It's probably not totally unusual for this time of year here. Our financial year begins on the 1st of April. So traditionally around Easter time, because we have a lot of public holidays around now as well. So with the long weekends and everything, seems to be prime time where people kind of shut their doors and don't open them again. So it's hard to know if it's a spike because of COVID or if it was probably inevitable anyway. But do you think, I know that the Australian government has put out these relaxations or pauses, I suppose, for businesses in terms of trading insolvent and that sort of thing. Do you think when those restrictions or when those changes are sort of lifted again, there'll be sort of a surge in insolvencies? Or do you think, is there something that you think the industry should be looking out for now to try and prevent that?
Potentially, and I think that initiative of the relaxation of the corporations law in terms of directors being not held personally liable for insolvent trading within this 6-month window from the 24th of March, I think. Now that's set by regulation, so I'm assuming that it could be, a regulation could be extended if, for another period. To me, it was one of the least heralded things in terms of the initiatives that came through, but I just think it just made me feel good that someone was thinking about that this is not business as usual and was prepared to send such a strong signal to directors. Don't just run off and appoint a VA because you're scared about being held personally liable for debts. We will protect you in the ordinary course of your business for this 6 months. And I just think that was great. So I'd like to see more of that, because if not, we're just postponing what's going to happen. They will be. It's directors are human beings. They've got, there's a reason why people set up PTY LTD Limited. It's meant to mean something, proprietary limited. Now, if they are insolvent and they've taken the advice, well, then they've got to exercise their duties under the Corporations Act as directors. But it also means that they're protecting their own personal assets, and no one should frown upon that.
No, absolutely. And how do you think that plays in with sort of the rules under the QBCC Act and, for construction directors specifically, or building directors of building companies directly? Do you think there'll need to be some sort of change there to help?
I would love to see some modification, particularly around the minimum financial requirements for licensing. They're very rigid in terms of, you've got to have a certain level of net tangible assets. You've got to meet a current ratio, which is $1 worth of current assets to $1 worth of current liabilities. Well, how many contractors are going to have that in the next 6 months? They're going to have $2 worth of current liabilities and $1 worth of current assets if they're lucky. So it just has to be a complete rethink. Now, I have seen some signs that the QBCC is thinking this way in terms of needing to modify and be reflective of the fact that this is a unique environment, but without walking away from their regulatory responsibilities. And I think that's great. However, we need to see precisely what they're going to do. But because if there's not an appropriate regulatory regime, the contractors will just fall over as a result of the regulation. And who wins out of that?
Yeah, exactly.